Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is your mentor Sanyukta Singh and I welcome you all onto this very important sessions of Gestalt principles. Now this principle is going to be very important if you are appearing for your UCEED and CEED exam, both for bachelor's and master's, and if you're appearing for NID, this is equally important for you. So you can get questions in MSQ and MCQ in UCEED and CEED, and you can get questions in GAT part also in NID. Plus these principles are something which you are going to use in your creative solutions. So it's very important to know about what Gestalt principles are. First of all, let me tell you when did it come. So in 1910 and 12, Gestalt principles were introduced by Max Wertheimer, and he was a German psychologist to introduce it. Now Gestalt theory says that you see the whole thing first, then the details. Now when you're going to be a designer and you will be working on some important designs, it could be related to architecture, it could be related to graphic designing, or maybe you are going to become a print designer or a textile designer. So you'll be working on different types of UX UI designs or motifs. So these principles are very important to know so that a clarity can come and you'll be able to state the psychologies and state the laws why you have made certain design. And there are many things which we usually see and perceive in designing in around us, and we are not aware about what kind of elements of design or principles of design or maybe Gestalt theories have been used. So basically Gestalt theories make the things very clear, very simple. We'll be able to see in which group that whole design belongs to. So the major clarity comes when we are aware about the Gestalt principles. So here I'm going to state every principle one by one, and I'm going to give you examples of these Gestalt principles. Like there are laws of proximity, there are laws of simplicity, there are laws of pragnance, there is a law of figure and ground, and there is a law of closure also. There are many logos or many posters we see around us, and we find these things very nice and very creative, but we're not able to like balance them out in terms of what kind of principle have been used, how they have achieved, how these designers have achieved such a great clarity in their designs. So every question has an answer, and that answers we are going to find out through these principles of. So my first principle is law of simplicity. So law of simplicity also means law of pragnance, and law of pragnance states that we have to perceive the shapes, the colors in a very simplified manner. We are not going to judge them on the behalf of the detailing part. For example, if you see a gift wrapping paper around you and you have got some very intense and very dense shapes which you are not able to figure it out that if they are hexagons or maybe another way of curvy or a oval shape, you're just going to say them they are oval. You're just going to clarify it that they are in a pentagon shape or maybe in a circular shape or maybe in a square shape. So you are going to perceive these things very in simple form, and that is law of pragnance, which we also called law of simplicity. Now let's move on and see what is law of proximity. So under this law, you are going to find out that things which are close to each other, like in a box, if rectangle, circle and triangle are very close to each other, and then there is a huge gap, and again there are rectangle, circle and triangle which are placed together, so we are going to consider them as a group. So in short, I just want to tell you that there are these like sentences in your books also for an example, and we are going to read each and every word, and then the whole sentence is going to framed. So the complete sentence is considered under the law of proximity. Like this, in UX UI also or in packaging also, if you reverse the side of any packet and you are watching the table of ingredients and how to use them, plus what is the manufacturing date and the expiry date, everything has been placed together in the back panel of that packaging. So that's how the designing has been done, and our eyes goes on that in very normal way, and we consider them that they are in a same group, and that's how law of proximity works for you. So that was the example from packaging design. If you consider UX UI and if you see the above tab of any website or maybe any application where home, gallery, contact us, these all things are placed together in the upper section, and then we say that it falls under the law of proximity. So that's how law of proximity is defined. Let's move on to our next law. So the law of similarity states that things which look alike in terms of shape, size or color, we feel that they belong to the same group. For example, if you buy a packet of Lay's and if you are trying maybe the plain salted, and if you again buy any other Lay's packet which is of blue color, I'm not remembering the exact flavor it has, again you went to buy the Lay's which is of red color. So there are 3 packets of Lay's of yellow color, of blue color and of red color. But if you look them and observe them very carefully, you will see that the same typography has gone on these packets, the same logo ka placement and the flavors have been written in the same pattern, same alignment and same layout has been followed, but the colors are different. But we are able to figure it out that they belong to the same family or the same brand. This is where law of similarity goes. So this is the again major principle of Gestalt. Now let's move on to our next principle. Law of closure states that our brain fills the missing part and it completes the design. The best example is NID logo. The letters N and D are placed in that manner in which I is appearing automatically. No external line has been used to define I in NID, and that is the best example. Like that, there are many examples in logos, in posters and in design all around where you are definitely going to find the law of closure. One example could be any half star have been made on any paper and other half our eyes are able to fill that without any line, and that is law of closure. Now let's move on to our next principle. So when our eyes are not jumping around and when they are following a very smooth path, that is law of continuity. For example, instead of going towards the zigzag direction, if we are moving forward and straight, that is law of continuity. So there are many examples which you are going to find in UX UI design also or packaging also. And there will be sometimes when you will be using these laws of Gestalt in your designs too. So that's how we implement law of continuity in our designs. Now let's move forward for our next principle, which is figure and ground. Now figure and ground, as the word suggests, figure, which could be any motif, which could be any pattern, and ground, which could be the background of anything. For example, if I'm standing here and behind me some background is going, so that is going to be called as ground, and I am going to be called as the figure. So there are many designs which we follow and there are many things which we see, like for example, if you are making any poster and there is a certain typography or element which you are drawing, and at the back side if you are keeping the background white or black, that is going to be called as ground, and the things which you are making on above that ground, that is going to be figure. So these all are the basic principles of Gestalt which you must remember if you are appearing for your UCEED, CEED exam and NID exam. So I hope this session was helpful for you all, and if you have any questions in your mind, you can come to the comment section, put up your comments there, put up your queries there. We will be happy to help you, and like this we will be coming up with many important sessions which are going to be helpful for your design entrance exam. Till then, take care. Bye bye.